Oh, sorry. Do you think Destiny would be a good sponsor for Lock and Load with the recent revelations about about his proclivities? What do you think about that?
Wait, what? I don't think I know the revelations. Can you tell me?
Does Destiny not have big loads? Does he need help?
No. Destiny likes loads in the other direction. You like this chick that he was. You know how vindictive exes are, right? She dropped a bunch of DMs about him wanting to felch a bunch of jizz out of her snatch or something. I don't know what the show's rated, but
damn,
I'm speaking in code.
Felching, it's code, guys. He's felching jizz. Okay, it's not what you think.
He wanted to dig the mayo out of her purse with his mouth, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you guys aren't into that?
Just his own cum or somebody
That's
else's?
That's my pre-workout.
Well,
it's 2024, guys. Everybody needs to relax.
There's nothing wrong with felching a little cum, Dick. Okay, we've all done it.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what, okay. Low-key,
would you felch some for Trump? If Trump was getting felched, would you dive in front of Trump and felch it so he didn't have to? I would. I would.
Oh boy, we're leading with this. Poor Destiny. I'll read it out loud. Nothing can prepare you for when the man who begged for foot pics lets you scratch him until he bled, and asks you to eat. Okay, it's your boyfriend's come out of your vagina. Goes viral for cheering on the death of a random firefighter at Trump's almost assassination.
Brought to you by Lock and Load. That's what I'm saying. Brought to you by Lock and Load. Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
You know what? This is marketing genius. We need to get him on.
Is your girlfriend's pussy only a quarter full of jizz? And you've got far more felching you intended to do this evening. Well,
you guys need to pace yourselves. You're coming on a little strong here. You're gonna have to match this for the rest of the pod.
I hear you.
That's how we roll. All right, we've got 8 different felching stories tonight. Okay, we're gonna parse them out. Over the 4 hours.
Low key, I'm not seeing any victims in this thing. This is just Destiny living his best life. Thumbs up from me.
I just want to say, like,
eating another guy's cum.
Rather not do that, but man, I shivered even more when I heard scratched until bled because I hate getting scratched so much. A girl scratched me one time, and I really disliked it.
I don't want to be scratched.
Yeah. Do you bled?
Certainly not till I bleed. That's gross. I don't want blood.
I could see you really disliking that, Kyle. Like I could see you getting really angry if a woman like
I tied a bitch up.
Bed.
Yeah, I didn't know her. It was like
you did that because she scratched you, or incidentally?
Yeah. I took the iron, I think, from the hotel room, and I used the cord to like tie her hands up, and then I like threw the iron over a piece of furniture so it was kind of anchored. And her hands were like stuck. I was like, "You're not gonna scratch me again. That's the last fucking straw." It's like a stranger scratching me till I bled. Just get the fuck off me.
I feel like in 2024 we should be making fun of the vanillas, not the Destinies of this world. Back me up, Hutch.
Well, maybe if.
Hey, listen, I'm with you. Live your life. Whatever makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't give a fuck.
That's actually where I draw my line too. Like I didn't see any victims.
That's how I feel about Dr. Disrespect. Live your life, bro. Go out and have some fun.
See this.
After it. What? Nobody's with me on this one? Changed, didn't it?
I have never been a part of a podcast that begun with such a breakneck pace. So.
In the UK.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry.
Oh shit, man.
This
is how I roll every
time. Pod, and I've been on this pod five times or something. So
it's because I'm like Popeye with the felching. I squeeze the girl and it shoots all up, and then and I get all amped up talking about it.
I feel like Hutch has gone a little vanilla on us. 10 years ago, he was the one who broke out that everybody's a little bit gay. This exists on a spectrum.
No, what I said specifically was gay sex doesn't make you gay, and I stand by that. But
that's
I think you did say both of those things. I might be paraphrasing on the one I said, but I did get it from you.
That is true. Beecher wasn't gay in Oz. He got molested by.
That's true.
J.K. Simmons.
What makes you gay?
The logic is sound because if you kill one person, you're a murderer, and if you kill multiple people, you're a serial killer. You know what I mean? So it's like the same thing, but. Anyways, it was a long time ago.
Are you comparing gay people to serial killers?
Yeah.
My God, that's
indirectly.
You're gonna get booted out of San Francisco for this.
All right, I was fine with the felching, the blood, child molestation, but now I don't know. I don't know if I can go on. Yeah, it's been a fun week. I didn't know that about Destiny. God bless him. I did see him on Piers Morgan, getting really lampooned on there. He looked like he was trembling with fury And it was funny because that's what they were like. Look how petulant you're being right now. You're so mad. Cut down the Red Bulls, bro. It was just got between Piers Morgan, that other guy whose name I don't remember. He's a YouTuber.
When was this, Kyle?
Dave
I don't know.
Rubin.
3 days ago. 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
they roasted him pretty fucking good. But it's hard not to get roasted when you're taking that brave of a stance. That this. If you're at a Trump rally, you don't deserve any empathy if you're murdered, which was basically.
I don't think it was. Oh no, that is the stance. That's right. I was going to say this particular guy rooted for the death of the progressive side, so that was going to describe his stance that way. But you're right. He did basically said if you support Trump, then you support insurrection and throwing over the United States or treason. And he didn't have any sympathy for people who were at the rally.
Mm-hmm.
Are we not allowed to do that anymore?
Yeah,
Well,
I guess not.
Don't you think it's a bit absurd for Dave Rubin of all people to be criticizing Destiny?
Yes.
There
Yeah,
were-
the
there
guy
were
who stole a baby from a mom. Yeah, I do think it's absurd that he criticizes anybody.
Well, that's a whole other. I mean, we can go down that road if you want. But
We got a
I'm more
baby
speaking-
napper?
I'm more
Yeah,
speaking to Dave Rubin's old tweets where he said that he would kill a teacher regarding like trans stuff. He openly mocked the Paul Pelosi thing. So like,
That's where
I don't
yeah.
traffic in the kind of like edgy humor that Destiny does anymore. Maybe once upon a time. Like I don't know if I ever got that edgy. So it's beyond my threshold. But I do think he's hitting on something that's salient. It's worth talking about, which is like applying standards equally. And if you're going to apply a standard that it's not okay for Destiny to joke about the situation on Saturday, then it has to apply to an 84-year-old man being beaten in the head with a hammer. And
He wasn't
was
joking
critical-
though. Like, what was the
Well,
punchline?
Well,
There was
I
no
mean,
punchline.
Listen, either they're both off limits or neither are. You cannot apply a standard unequally. So if you have a standard and you're consistent with that, then fine. I feel like you're perfectly justified in criticizing Destiny however you please. But if you've been one of these people, and there are many prominent right-wing voices that have been basically celebrating violence against someone like Paul Pelosi, you have no leg to stand on to criticize Destiny. Just none.
I felt
You have
like
zero foundation for that.
I've seen a similar thing, and I'm going to back you up, Hutch, where I guess Destiny got kicked off of Kick for either the rest of the month or a month.
He got suspended.
One of those two things. He's suspended for either 2 or 4 weeks, and everyone's just celebrating it. Yes, kick his ass out. But these same people would clutch their pearls if it happened to them. When right-wing voices were getting kicked off of Twitter or Twitch, they got absolutely bonkers, and they said this is censorship, this isn't America. But these people see it happen to Destiny, and they're dancing in the streets.
I think it's a false equivalency because people were absolutely making jokes about Paul Pelosi. It's not hard to make a quite funny one. Like it's all on video there. It's goofy. It's weird to see. And then we have a mass shooting event. Like, I don't know. They just seem like totally different. We're a family man. We're a family man firefighter. One of those essential workers we were championing about a year ago. Oh my God.
In fairness, I never supported
chief?
firefighters. Don't
I
lump
know
me in
you
with
hate
those
them.
people.
I
Yeah,
know.
good.
I'm
Just
pro
let that-
firefighter, and I'm brave enough to say it.
Zach, write that down. Woody hates firefighters. He actually stole money from that 9/11 charity that fixes their lungs. He reverse donated from them. He's an arsonist. If I'm being honest, he likes to
I
watch.
pretended I was putting money in that bowl as they passed it around, but I really removed it.
glue
You did
all
the
over his
coin in a
hand.
string trick where you throw one in, you pull it right back.
No, the sticky hand maneuver. Your whole hand is just sticky. You just go all the way in there. Sticky bandit.
Oh, like
style.
Marv. Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt like, look, they shouldn't have made fun of Paul Pelosi getting hit in the head with a hammer. When you see it happen, it's hard to make fun of because you're like, holy shit, that guy just got clobbered with a hammer. That's awful. But when you hear about it, it's like, wait, a strange man showed up at night in his underwear. And when the police showed, they were having a weird, awkward standoff, and then he got clobbered. That does sound kind of comical. But when I tell you there was a mass shooting at a political rally, and a family man had his head exploded in front of his children and his wife as he shielded them with his body. Let me know when the punchline comes in. Is it that they'll live the rest of their lives without a father? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Isn't that?
I just didn't think it was a joke.
This seems like such an arbitrary distinction to me. Like, how do you qualify that?
I mean,
Like,
a guy got
how
beat
do you
up.
say that? How do you say that one is more appropriate, or one is more appropriate to joke about?
What about when
than
road protesters get hit? That's awesome.
That's
right?
hilarious.
Yeah,
When
there you
who?
go.
Hilarious.
Guys
When people
blocking
who
the
are-
road.
It
For
just
like
really
oil
does
or
feel like
whatever.
if I don't like them, it's funny. If I like them, it's not.
Exactly.
No.
Just
No.
be consistent. Like in the application of your standards, just be consistent. Then you have every right to criticize. But
if they're
you're saying
breaking the law when they do it, I like it. That's what
What
I
about
like.
Pat Tillman? Wasn't that hilarious?
You put it is.
Is that
I
the
mean, I've
football
been
player?
singing songs about Pat Tillman getting killed for like 10 years or 20 years.
He's the
however
NFL
long.
player who volunteered and
Yeah, he got shot by his
friendly
own
fire.
guys.
got
Yeah,
That's what happened to
he
Trump.
was,
Trump got
that was
friendly fired.
awesome.
Well, are you saying that because he was a leftist that like read Noam Chomsky or whatever, or like what do you what was the joke there?
Well, he was like pro-military, and then he gave up an NFL career, and everybody on the right, everybody who was pro-military supported him, and then he went over there and got killed. It's like, what do you mean? What's the joke?
Okay, I mean,
Right
I'm just
to self, Hush, apparently.
I'm a little it's confusing to me, but like, so
Like,
Dick,
yeah,
are
you're
you-
encouraging people to go die in war, and then you died in war. Ha ha! Fuck you, idiot.
Okay, so just to be clear, you're not condemning Destiny for his rhetoric, right?
No, I thought what Destiny said was awesome. I wish all liberals would be as honest as Destiny. I know
Okay.
you guys all want us dead. Destiny's saying
seriously.
it. Yes.
That's a principled stance. That's an
is.
equal application of the standard. So
Oh, I don't
Well,
think he should
I do
have
wanna
his
say-
shit removed. Like,
let me
like,
just
just
say
to be
this
clear,
first.
I don't think he should be removed from platforms.
Okay.
For me, joking and saying and encouraging are all the same because I personally think jokes are more powerful at normalizing behavior. Like when I'm making jokes about some things, I mean it. I just can't get away with saying it without calling it a joke in polite society. So I don't really distinguish between any of those things. I don't know what you guys think about that, but not in all
Fair game.
cases. But
There's
Some
sometimes
comedians
when
do,
I
but
see
okay.
a punchline that completely disagrees with my stance, and it sometimes often it's something so awful I don't even want to say it, but I can't resist showing that I saw that punchline, and so I've got to say the awful thing, even though I have no stance behind it. But calling what Destiny was doing jokes is just it. Maybe y'all didn't see it all. Maybe y'all didn't see him on stream and then on Piers, and his
I
tweets
saw
and
the clips,
everything.
yeah.
dude,
Like-
he wants
like-
people to die. He's
It
straight
didn't
up
come off
wants
as
Wait, wait,
people to
jokey,
die.
but I also don't like. I guess I'm a true free speech absolutist.
You know what?
Well,
I
like,
keep
I don't
looking.
like
I keep
seeing-
looking at it through the lens
Damn.
of. I don't think this is a good career move. His Destiny was exploding everywhere I looked. He was on like Piers Morgan, Fox News. I think I've seen him on CNN. You know, this guy was one step away from being on Rogan or something, like on bigger and bigger platforms all the time. And I feel like he took 5 steps back post Trump assassination attempt.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
gonna
not the first
alienate a lot
time
of people.
that this is not the first time that Nebraska Steve takes over, and he has a tendency of like flying very close to the sun.
I don't
and
understand that reference.
It's like a meme in his community. It's just like it's we'll call it his edgiest sort of persona, like the fullest extent of his edginess. But he did jokes about like Israel Palestine stuff that pissed off a lot of like pro Palestine people. He did jokes about
Are those jokes?
I mean, yes, he does crack jokes. But he made jokes about like Rittenhouse stuff, and so like he's done this
Like
many times.
Kyle, they're like at least the stuff I saw about the firefighter, it does not read as a joke whatsoever. He seems almost gleeful that someone died, but even so, like you should be able to say whatever. Like anything
Principled
should be
stance.
allowed. Anything
Yeah.
should be like that's so precious. Like you.
Yeah,
don't
my
wanna be
argument
shutting
is it's a
people
terrible
down,
stance.
even if it's
My-
hateful, which it is hateful. But
And if
don't
you
wanna start
to
shutting
say
stuff down.
y'all joked about Paul Pelosi, it's like, so you're just going to drop down to their level, the Paul Pelosi jokers?
No, but that's not the point. I mean, the point is not like Destiny is not saying like he's not expressing his intentions of sort of being better than his critic. His whole point that he was making on Piers was that the discourse has been irrevocably fucked for years, and it flies in both directions. And for specifically for right wingers like Dave Rubin to clutch their pearls over him saying this stuff, which again is something that I wouldn't say. It's not a position that I hold. I'm not going to defend him on the merits of that. But he's saying just be consistent. And I think that's like a perfectly reasonable thing to point out in a moment like this.
I mean, I feel sorry for Paul Pelosi. Like, who does? If there's anybody out there, I don't know much about Paul Pelosi other than that his wife is a political insider who's clearly defrauded our nation out of a lot of money one way or another, and definitely cheated in the stock market and has a lot of just enormous titties. Just God, those mommy milkers. I can't. Every time I see her, it's like AOC. She's the ancient version, but with AOC, I'm like, I could change my whole political view for you, my whole outlook. Like, whatever you need me to do, I'll hold the woman
Latina
down.
queen.
Dude,
Forced abortions? Okay, I'll hold her down. Like
16-year-old Woody was like, yeah, I'd go Jewish. I don't care. I'll spend the rest of my life reading the Torah for that chick.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I go to the wall, Woody. Get one of those
say it
pictures. You're gonna go to the wall and get one of those pictures.
whatever it took.
Yeah, you could be like a president.
Up, put it in the crack.
Yeah.
I've got a real thing for AOC, and it's coming from that same place of wanting to get scratched until you bleed, but like that lady's it. I'm every time I see her on TV, I'm like, tell me more. Tell me more. I'm riveted. Anytime
you have a
still
Gmilf thing? Kyle?
AOC is mommy. The subreddit
see.
is AOC is mommy, I think.
Is it still around? Okay.
Hadn't been in a minute. Haven't need to go to that well. But my thing is like, man, it's so distasteful. You can't argue with that. That's what really struck me. It felt like someone was laughing about seeing the woman who jumped out of the Twin Towers pussy like the day after it happened. That's how distasteful it felt to me.
See, this feels like the pearl clutching that we're making fun of because you're like,
You
the
guys
Pelosi
I'm not
thing,
clutching my pearls. I was genuinely offended.
genuinely funny. The Trump thing, really offended. Like, this is an inconsistent standard.
No, it's a sense of humor.
No, it's not. I mean, okay, it is a sense of humor, sure.
I don't have to
it's a
like
sense
all
of
the
humor
flavors
that
of ice
only
cream.
goes in
I'm
one
telling you,
direction.
raspberry's bad.
It's pearl clutching when you like the guy. And
You don't
it's a
like
sense
cum
of humor
flavor?
when you don't.
I mean, that's
That's how most politics like boils down, is like wanting good, beneficial things to happen to allies and bad things to happen to enemies.
That's giving
That's
into
how they
our
operate.
worst selves, right? Like I don't know if I always hit this mark, but I aspire to be consistent and even when I look at these things.
Yeah.
And when other people don't even try, when like David Rubin, you know, or you know, Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. making fun of Pelosi, retweeting funny Halloween costumes about that guy, and then now clutching their pearls, clutching their pearls. I'm like, you guys are hypocrites, and I don't like it. The people who are celebrating his ban, which is you guys, to Kyle in particular. It's like, you know, you didn't like the people banned off Twitter, but you do like it when the liberal guy gets banned, and you know,
Kyle might be saying like he doesn't like when the Covington kids have a false media, you know, campaign formed around them smirking in the wrong direction.
Is he the one that
that's
didn't
his
like
example? He's the one who
Covington
was
kids,
on those stairs with the Indian, just as an example. The idea that, you know, and so that's almost the other side of the coin, right? Is you have right wingers being like, oh, now you have left wingers upset about this, but they were more than happy to cancel these people for nothing for years. The Gina Carano's, the people who didn't cheer on the assassination of a president or violence, they were like wearing MAGA hats and getting fired. And
but I don't think you see left wingers saying destiny should be left alone. You see people saying apply an even standard.
I'm losing.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely a hypocrite on a lot of things. I think it's better to embrace your hypocrisy than to feign some sort of even-handedness when you know what you feel on the inside. You're almost lying to yourself. Like when Heather Heyer died on the Unite the Right thing, I was totally buying all those conspiracy theories that she didn't get hit by that car because she was a great big fat person. And she probably got scared, had a heart attack while she was out there raging and beating on this poor guy who got lost and turned down the wrong street's car. Like, he was asking for directions and they were screaming death to America and he hit the wrong pedal because he's a man, so he drives a manual transmission.
He was asking for directions. He said, which way is the protest?
See, that's funny. See the difference? So in that way, yeah, I'm 100% a hypocrite because when I see a great big fat, literally fat, awful looking, ugly person who's screaming things I don't believe, and then she becomes a hero, and then all of her pictures are like a certain way. Like the whole thing irked me the wrong way. But like, if we find out this firefighter was a pedophile, maybe then Destiny's joke could be funny to me. Like I could laugh. But as far as I know, he had some mean tweets about Palestine, and then he was a family man for 40 years and a fire chief. That's what I know about this guy. So it was just like having no empathy for him.
Who did he say he was going to kill? What were those people with the ice blocks under their feet protesting? Was that Palestine? Do you know?
Oh, I don't even know what that means. Ice blocks under their feet?
I know the tweet you're talking about. I have no idea what that meant. Yeah.
Oh, they were like, what would you do if you were here? And he's all right. So there's people, they have nooses around their necks and they're standing on ice blocks as if this thing's going to melt and they will begin to hang.
Try not to come challenge.
He said that he would play a game of kick the ice block or something close to that. Oh, they were protesting global warming. Yeah. So he would kill these people for protesting global warming. That's his mean tweet. I think mean tweet. I mean, it is a mean tweet, but yeah, it tells you where the guy's mind was.
That's pretty funny. It's kind of a joke there mild. Too. Yeah. Well, he did say some mean shit about Palestine. He was like, Japan rebuilt, they'll be fine. And it was like, that's pretty mean, bro. Like the children are still on fire. Like no matter what side you're on, like I don't think they're going to be building that bad.
I think he was pretty far off the crazy side of the right.
Crazy
political spectrum.
I think he was on the mean dad side for sure. I mean, social media is awful. You need to get off there anyway. But I still feel bad for him and that he died and that his family's there and that they got to see it. You know, I don't know if you saw the video. No. They have his head wrapped in a towel and it appears to be really just kind of being held together by the person holding his head. And there's 2 or 3 other men like hauling his body out of there. And this is like immediate aftermath. So I don't know, you should be able to make whatever joke you want. You should be able to say just about anything. Obviously there are limits to free speech. You know, I'm thinking of yelling fire in certain places or threatening the president, which is why what he said is kind of it's right adjacent to a presidential assassination. And I think that's where a lot of alarms go off for people. It's like, hey, that's the thing we don't joke about. That's the thing you can't say.
Trump himself joked about. So he said, Second Amendment people could take care of Hillary, and
he said that.
He has plenty of examples of using like obviously explicitly violent rhetoric. So
he did.
I mean,
he did say exactly what you said.